It's all BTS.
Oh, that's what I said.
Hello,
Hey,
how
how you doing?
I'm bringing more stuff.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Today's podcast is sponsored
Yes,
by
yes.
Dope.
No, but
I'll zoom
catering
in.
for your cravings. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you
that.
for
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and
Yeah.
Or message us on WhatsApp. Number on the screen.
+26377. But speaking of the +263,
On the
it's
other
that
side.
time +44. I'm pulling up.
Give it a month. Give it a month. +27 plus what?
You know, some people really use business lines to slide in the DM.
Thank you.
Nah.
I've got a few clients over while.
Sorry, what's the edit? Sorry, where can we find you?
You can find us on Instagram, or Facebook, we don't use Facebook, or +263 772.
With that being said, guys, please make sure you're messaging for business.
Strictly business.
Strictly
please.
business.
Otherwise, if you want the other line, we'll rap. Comment below.
Comment in the.
I'll hit you up.
Comment to the email address down below. Oh wow.
I'm not actually joking.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, this is serious. Sorry. Alright, play too much. Yeah, play too
That's what you did last time.
No, I did. I'm gonna do it again.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You really like that item, huh?
It is. It's a good try.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the
Do a director, do a producer.
Welcome back to the middle of. This is your favorite podcast with your favorite host. My name is Matthew Wazora, and today I have a co-host, Mr.
Kombo Chiwara. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for tuning in with us today.
Yeah.
We have another familiar face. Could you please say your name?
Hi. Makomborero. You know what
Who?
I'm saying?
That's
That's
your only
Yannick.
name. That's your only name.
Yeah.
I want your government name.
It's my full name.
Okay, cool. And today we're just going to be exploring, getting to know each other, and discussing the middle of Marco's life.
No.
Vibes.
No.
Today's all about vibes, man.
Yeah, that is not my life.
Your vibes.
No.
Yeah,
Dude,
your
we are
vibes,
in
your
control.
vibes.
You can't complain.
Welcome to the Middle of Podcast. This is a podcast about the journey of life, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. And I've got
You just can't do this.
I've got two people with me here today. I've got two homies with me here today. We're going to be chatting a bit about just life, I guess, what we deem as life today. But more like the socials more than anything else, really. Yeah, Kombo and Matt, they've already introduced themselves, clearly. Why are you guys doing at the same time?
We know the vibes.
No, but you know what?
We know the
On a
vibes.
real level, though, like, shout out, because, like, we didn't plan the white shirt thing, and and people just brought white shirts today. Yeah, because I walked in and I was like, right, no, let's record. People came ready to record. But yeah, I think we're just gonna chat a bit about not too long ago, because we talk about the socials and stuff.
Yeah.
We had an internet shut. Okay, it wasn't the internet shutdown. I won't cap though.
It was basically the internet.
It was
It was
practically, yeah, because it's most
These
people
homes
just-
are used to that, if you know, you know.
yeah, I was actually about to say that.
No,
because,
but that's facts,
No,
though.
because you know what? I wasn't at home, and I got back and I saw someone on. For some reason, I was like, let me check my Twitter because I haven't been on for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So let me check my Twitter. I get on and I see, it's Facebook down, and I'm like, sometimes it happens for like 10 minutes, it'll back up, whatever. God, 10 minutes, 15, 20. I'm like, was the internet shut down again, dude?
Yeah,
and
dude,
I was already
everyone's
looking for my
fear.
VPN.
I was like, who's protesting? I'm like, why? Who's protesting?
That's the thing. I was like,
asked to
there was
shut down
nothing
again.
If you know,
Why?
you
It's
know.
like, why are you protesting, bro? I've got things to do. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
nighttime. Allow us.
Let's start tomorrow
Yeah,
morning. Do you
nice.
know what I mean? But I get on and I'm like, okay, fine. Let me look for my VPN. So I'm like, good. I found an item. I was already like, switch on the VPN. Oh, it's still down. So I was like, what's going on? Go back to Twitter and everyone's like, oh no, Facebook is down, whatever. Then you see, oh, Facebook's been deleted. I'm like, well,
Yeah, that was peak.
it's gone. Like it's actually gone.
Yeah.
Which was a bit surprising, I think. But how did you guys know that it was sort of like shut down? You can come in.
Yeah,
Joe with the item.
Put a young girl.
Yeah, Joe with the item. Joe with the item.
Here's a complimentary wing.
Oh.
You're feeling good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so
But
much.
What do you do in the picture?
Oh,
Just
I
say
featured.
hi.
As we said before, today's podcast episode.
No.
Doviso.
Shout out to Dover.
Catering for your cravings.
Come on now.
Hey.
Come on now.
That's just
No, but Jenny, whoa, these actually look really
I
bomb.
know that. You can
These
say
actually
hi.
look bomb.
No,
Can y'all see that?
Chef, okay, chef, what do we got? Please just explain. to the
Okay,
camera.
so
Let's go and play.
Look.
we have barbecue wings
Alright.
and barbecue chicken.
Why is she
and
running
banana.
away?
I know, we want to see the chef.
Just come in.
Why you
Just
doing
2
like
seconds. 2 seconds.
Sure.
So they know it's real.
Thank you.
Hey.
They'll think that we're caving the god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Bye guys.
Ah!
How you
Ah, no,
Ah, she
shut
swears.
up.
She swears.
Shut up. Nah, shout out to
Whack those leaders.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did you guys find out that Facebook had been shut down?
For me, man, I was actually at a football match. Was it a Monday or a Thursday? Because I know I play football on Monday or Thursday.
I think it was
Monday.
It was a Monday.
Oh, we're jumping into the weekend.
No, that's
Yeah.
Monday. I think it was social.
I think it was a Monday.
I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
So I don't know who I was replying to or something, and then it just wasn't sending. You know this thing of refreshing. You know, you put it in on flight mode, and then
Yeah.
and it wasn't working. I'm like, ha, that's my bundles up here. I mean, I wasn't sure, and the Wi-Fi. I don't know. I thought maybe Wi-Fi didn't get paid.
Yeah.
And then I went for Bora, and then people they were like, our messages aren't
They're not
sending
going.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, people tried Facebook, Instagram, and then that's when I realized, oh snap,
We down.
it's late. You know. But then obviously I messaged.
I know.
So I messaged got live. So, but yeah, man, I was shook. I was like, and someone was like, it might be gone forever because someone deleted a chunk of Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
peak.
It's late, bro. That's how
a ton of coding and stuff like that.
Who owns Twitter though?
That's
Jack
how it
Dorsey
was.
and his homies.
Okay, so that's why the Adam wasn't easy.
Yeah. Also, have you ever heard of like Twitter being down, bro?
No, never.
Zach is wilding.
Yeah, I know. He's the actual.
Zach is wilding.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Dude, it was really shady. Because for me as well, like, I even tried. I was like, what? Wi-Fi is out? Because, like, the beginning of the month, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Adam was paid for. And then, you know, you try to tap off, like, someone's phone. I'm like, Adam's testing as well.
You try different networks as well, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
you
yeah.
get like Ethernet,
Net
net
one,
one.
Ethernet, whatever.
What's
So,
good?
Yeah.
but then I kept on seeing, like, my Twitter notifications.
We're coming through.
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized, damn.
We down.
We down.
We out.
We down.
I think what's wild is the fact that, like, obviously, like, Facebook being down, I was like, because I saw Facebook, and I was like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, when did you last use Facebook? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, to be fair, that's where I get all my memes.
Oh,
Really?
Facebook.
Facebook is mad. Facebook is the funniest platform on the internet.
Yeah, but
Then
It is.
Twitter.
Okay, yeah, okay. To be fair, I took like a sabbatical from Twitter. So.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Facebook is so funny. It's so funny, guys. Like, most of them are like dad jokes, but
Yeah.
it's
But
hilarious.
those are kind of jokes anyway. So
Nah, the thing is, Facebook is for birthdays. That's it, bro.
Nah.
For me.
That is true, though.
Because then, you know, every day on your see, like, you have 10 homies with the birthday, and you're like, shut up. Hey, happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday,
Owns, I
bro.
remember your birthdays, I'm just saying.
But just for confirmation, because you're not too sure if it's like 27 or 25, but it's
Yeah,
26.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, even for me, the only reason I use Facebook is because of work, and the work account is what I use for Facebook. But other than that, it's like, but still, was a bit peak, and I think that's what you sort of saw, like, oh, like these guys are in control for days.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Facebook is in
100%.
control, bro.
Serious.
Mark is in control.
Like,
That is in control.
you realize in some countries they use the marketplace like features on Facebook,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
literally buy things. Like
And sell things.
someone didn't guaz
Because
that,
of that.
someone didn't eat that night because Facebook was down.
Mm,
That's mad.
that is true.
That's
I actually used the marketplace thing
Do you?
in the
What you
UK.
did?
Because when I was
saying,
moving, when
Ah.
why not?
But
Why
I have
not?
no-
It's
I
not
haven't seen
there.
Okay.
Is it not?
No.
It seems like I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on, but I see like a lot of cars on my
Yeah.
Facebook. Like people.
I think the feature's a bit different,
Yeah.
like when you're in the Miz, but in the UK, like for uni students,
Yeah.
it's a plug because like when you're moving
You wanna sell
and you're
some
doing
stuff.
something, so
Yeah.
TVs or the coaster, okay, that's a bad example,
Mm.
but something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So someone didn't go us, bro. It's peak, but
Yeah, like someone actually didn't. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you feel like sometimes companies like Facebook and maybe Amazon have too much like power and control?
I personally think so. I mean, okay, we've already used the example that someone didn't eat, right?
Yeah.
But for your whole life, okay, imagine us guys didn't use Apple, no
Yeah.
iMessage,
Yeah.
and you don't have a Twitter account. Your whole life shuts down unless
Yeah.
you have airtime.
Hey, actually, sorry. Okay, I'll say her name because she's been here. But Chido, she finally went on Twitter after like 3 years,
Yeah.
3 or 4 years of not being on Twitter because Facebook and
was
everything
down.
else was down. I was like, well,
And because
Yeah.
we have a developed need to communicate now, or for
Yeah.
information. So now, if all of that is taken away from you, you are in a seriously tight spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too much power. Because I mean, you shouldn't have to feel like, okay, my life has stopped. For me personally, I was panicking. I didn't click until one of my brothers mentioned it, but my whole business is based on
Social media.
hey,
literally
That's where most of your
So-
traffic comes from.
all my traffic.
Right.
Because if it's not
Nice.
Instagram, Facebook, okay, not as much. I actually need to work on that. But if it's not Instagram, it's WhatsApp. But both are down.
so it's kind of like, well,
What do I do?
if
I
it goes to
literally-
more than a day.
yeah, I'm like, oh, no more gelato. My life just.
Why are you thinking soft life, dude?
Oh, that's what I think about,
Always,
bro. I'm
always.
just like, what do you think I'm here for, bro? I'm like, I think I make
No
money
more
for nothing.
gelato.
Hey,
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, that's actually my whole business
Yeah.
depends on this.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, like, nah, these guys have way too much power, dude.
Yeah.
So what is the solution then? Like other platforms controlled by other people, or like because the issue here is like communication was cut down, right?
Yeah.
But we all use those channels.
Yeah.
And I don't use WeChat. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
use
either.
these other items.
Telegram.
And like if they do come about, people really going to like
Because there was that time when there was a whole chat about privacy, this, what with
Yeah.
WhatsApp, and there was Signal, there was Telegram and everything, but like they sort of lost traction. They gained traction for like a month, and
Yeah.
And then it died.
shares for Signal and Telegram
Telegram.
going up, and all of this market valuation, and then just I mean, I used it again that day. I mean, I checked to see what was on when the thing was shut down. But yeah, because I mean, you then look at other like instances like John D. Rockefeller and his business was sort of split up.
Yeah.
So you got Shell, you got like all these other companies, BP, and all these other companies that were Exxon and all these. If I remember correctly, they all used to be part of John D. Rockefeller's business.
Yeah.
All was one huge oil company. And the government was like, you guys are wild and you've got too much control, we're going to break you. So it's wild to think about it now, maybe only because of like taking the last 10 or so years. But up until about 10 years ago, his companies were still the main, or the richest companies.
But I don't think that's a problem though. Like control. Okay, we're talking about the control issue, right?
Mm.
Because these people have gone out and they did what they wanted to do, right?
Mm.
They've planned, they've worked hard to get, Mark has worked hard to get where he is, right?
Yeah.
I think the control issue only comes into play like when we're saying it affects people's lives, right? Now, I don't know what the issue was. Like, was Mark trying to flex his power and show you like, he owns and planning? Or it
Don't
was
forget,
like
I'll hold you down.
Yeah, or it was a genuine like mistake, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think it's then the government's responsibility for their regulations and laws, whatever, to make sure that these things don't happen.
Yeah.
But then if I wake up tomorrow and I can have a Facebook type vibe, guy, don't joke to me talking about control. I worked hard, bro. Do you know what I
Let's
mean?
believe you finna.
Jack.
You're
But
gonna
like,
enjoy.
I think he has a point. He actually just changed my mind because I was going to say he shouldn't have that much control.
yeah.
But maybe the point is regulation on how codependent the platform is.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be one dies and then everything else dies.
Yeah.
Maybe the regulation should be, look, Facebook should have its own server, WhatsApp should have its own server, Instagram its own server, so that if something goes wrong with one, people can still function.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other side of the chat and conversation is that even if they do that, the person who controls those servers is always one person. So if he decides, Kuti Mangwana, like tomorrow, I'm just switching everyone off because I want to start taking, like, I don't know, I want the government to start paying me or something. He can really switch off everyone on his own, even though they're 3 different servers. He will switch. And the thing is, if you think about it, if over 1 billion people have WhatsApp, that's 1/7 of the world. Right? And I'm pretty sure it's well over 1 billion.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Let's say, for argument's sake, it's 2 billion people. That's almost 1/4 of the world out of the game with WhatsApp alone. Let's say Facebook again. I think we're similar numbers and figures. Again, out the equation. Instagram, not as many, but still well north of 400 million people, right? That's all. Obviously, it's not Zuckerberg alone.
Yeah.
But if he decided to wake up, today, no one's going to work. Today, I want to just cause a little havoc, which he won't do, but the potential is there to do that. And then also when it comes down to conversations of, we're going to switch off, and or even the whole chat about, racism and whatever. And it's like, you guys can see when there's COVID in the picture or whatever, but you don't want to see when there's racist chats or whatever.
Yeah.
That again comes down to the whole issue of control, isn't it?
Yeah. But then the other side of the chat is the control, right? We put our trust in governments, right?
Yeah.
I was actually going there.
You see, perfect example.
Yeah.
Mark has done his madness. Let's just say he's done his madness.
Yeah.
What happened in the midst? We shut down what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, obviously, let me tread carefully, guys. But what I'm saying is,
I
like,
have not said anything.
no, but what I'm saying
Like,
is,
just in case.
like the control issue, right? I don't think there's a way of bypassing it, really.
Yeah.
Because because let's say Mark is like, I'm not saying he's a bad one, because I don't know if you want to sponsor this show, bro.
Like,
Pull
feel
up.
free, bro. You know
Pull
what I'm
up,
saying? Like,
right?
do
But
what
for
you want
example,
to
like,
do. Yeah.
The last one.
No, chef.
What? Why are they all reviewing? Thank you so much. Guys. With all these the dips, the
those
sauces,
nachos?
bro. They nachos, bro.
Watch those.
Huh?
Watch those.
Huh? It's a bit brazy
I
out here.
just feed my family.
Come on, dog.
Bought something today.
Nah, shout out to
Shout out for days. Dude, even just this whole chat of like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a bit on the fence.
Okay.
Because it's like you've worked hard and you own your business and you've done all this stuff and you should get like, you know, the rights to control it and work your business as you please. But if you're affecting that many people with your work and it affects that many livelihoods, then there surely should be a say in how certain things are done. Like you said, the governments sort of part of their job is to regulate and control certain things. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be kind of mad if at your house your parents say, yeah, no, you can work and do whatever you please, right? Then you sort of, or you can live how you please, and we're here to just make sure that, you know, you live a good and healthy life or whatever. Then you're working and doing your own thing. Let's say you're like below 12, and you're working, you start making bags of money, and you start, you know, it's a terrible example, but let's say you start having like sweets every single day. You made your own money, you're buying your sweets with your own money, you're doing what you want with your own money, but you're under their roof. So your rents kind of need to tell you kind of wilding now. You can't go like 12 days in a row, supper, lunch, you know, breakfast is all sweets.
But my thing
But it's your money,
But listen to the other side of the chat, right?
your body.
Well, it is the
Your
temple,
body,
it is
your-
the temple of the
Your
Lord.
choice. Huh? Your body, your choice.
This own.
Huh?
Where you're now going is a bit
Come on.
I'm just
where-
saying.
Where you're now going is a bit tricky.
I'm
think
No, I'm
that's-
just saying, in terms of the general chat, the
Yeah.
same way that it's Facebook and Facebook have their own decisions and their own choices to make, they're still under a government. And the government was voted by people to sort of regulate. Despite Facebook not being based in every single country in terms of the headquarters, being the States, there's still the responsibility of the States as a country. If that makes sense.
True. So what exactly are we saying the United States government should do with Facebook?
Exactly.
Because I
I
get
like
what you're
how you
saying.
say exactly, but yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But okay, so fine. What exactly is the problem? Because like we're saying, I think it's I'm saying decentralization. Don't centralize everything.
Yeah.
But since we're saying control is probably the issue, what exactly are we saying is the solution?
Because I don't know what for me it's the thought of what are your thoughts on doing what happened to Rockefeller and his company.
To split them up.
Yeah, split them up, have them. He has shares in the different items, but he's not the majority owned. You're bought out by other people, bought out by other governments. Let's say, for example, he split Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and I don't know what other items they own. And then you say, you guys can choose the one you want to have majority shares in. Then the rest of them, you only keep 40%, and then you have to sell the rest.
Yeah, I'm not for it, bro.
Mm.
Because the system that's in place has allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
These companies are monopolies.
Yeah.
So the environment has allowed for, like, the government and its rules and regulations have allowed for you to
actually
become a monopoly.
right?
Yeah.
So if they are going to have an issue with it, I guess it's poor planning on their part. Like, they should have put systems in place to, like, stop or, like, okay, when we now have a group of, like, when we have monopolies, this is now how we can deal with the situation to avoid communication issues and control issues and all these sort of things. So then, like, now I think with the way, like, tech has come about and the way these companies like Amazon, Facebook are now just massive,
Yeah.
they don't know what to do. And they
It's kind of like, well,
yeah.
what we going to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're going to then, like, want them to, like, break up or whatever, make sure that's a thing across the board.
Yeah.
Don't make it just because it's Mark. Mark is out here.
Yeah.
He just goes in trouble. Jeff
Yeah.
is out here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't pick and choose which people.
Because there was then the chat of, even in terms of breaking up people and companies and stuff, there was the chat of Microsoft was almost broken up. They were in court, they were about to be broken up. That's why Microsoft actually gave Apple money. They bought shares in Apple and gave them money so that they can, what's his name, Bill Gates then sold the shares back to, Apple bought them back and everything. But they bought shares in Apple so they can say we are not the majority. So they actually, I'll give them credit, they were really smart about how they went about it because they were, for all intents and purposes, they were monopoly. So they actually had to give Apple money to remain alive, because Apple was about to go bankrupt, right? And Microsoft was like, well, if they go bankrupt, then we are going to be broken up. Gave Apple money, Apple started making a couple products. They made, I forgot which one, I think that was around about just before the iPod time. So I think it was around about one of the Mac computers and stuff. Then they made money again, became profitable. Then when they became profitable, Apple sold them, and Microsoft sold all their shares. They didn't want anything to do with Apple, but which is kind of sad because they could have made lots of money. But that was all in order to avoid that. So it won't be Mark Zuckerberg who's gone through it only.
Yeah.
It just happens that he would be the most current to do that.
And now he's got a target on his back.
For this.
They out to
They really.
To be fair, he has been whining.
After defending the
Do you-
own all
wait,
that
do-
much.
wait, no, wait. Do you know what creeps me out?
What?
Like, right, we can be talking about it's just okay. I don't have my phone here,
Yeah.
so we can talk about, let's say, horses.
Yeah.
When I go home and I'm now scrolling through my IG or my Facebook, why am I seeing adverts for
Adverts of
horses?
horses.
For me, that's
That's
too
gay
much.
shit.
Ferrari.
That's too much.
Honestly,
That's
adverts
decent.
of Ferraris. And I
Also,
get
these Instagram bots, I'm sure Ons know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those
Them Adams.
are a bit weird.
Near you.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, Michelle is
2
5
kilometers away from
So
you.
weird.
Those are really weird, especially in the GM, bro. Like,
It's creepy.
it's actually really
It's
weird.
really creepy.
It's like,
So yeah, Mark is low key one.
imagine if I was a lighty and I'm seeing that sort of stuff as well. It would be a bit like, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it'd be really weird. Dave,
Hi.
hi.
So,
Auntie, hi.
I'm a fan
Jonah
of the
feature.
wall.
Jonah feature.
You can walk by and say hi.
Yeah, you can.
Hey.
Let's go.
You have the picture ready.
Hi, people on the internet. Hi, people on the internet.
Oh wow. But yeah, man, I don't know. No, I hear you. But even in terms of like just the whole socials and everything, Jones rate like there's been more good or bad that's come out of it. Like just social media as a whole.
That's a tough one. No, that's a tough one.
Because he's making his money off of it.
Yeah.
Like he's business based there.
Hashtag
You know.
BTS.
He's this, yeah, in fact, no, like jokes aside, this guy has got like a sponsorship or two on his paid partnership. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a very fair point, man.
Because you've got your paid partnerships, you've got your actual business that's running there. Like you're making a living out of it. I know we laughed and said gelato, but genuinely,
like whatever you see me doing, whatever you see me wearing, yeah, it's coming from.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You are able to like keep in touch with your homies from who you met for a couple of months, but like you had your connection with in the States. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing. I think it's done more good just from a viewpoint of communication. Let's talk about the pandemic. It came out of the pandemic.
Panorama.
When was the last time you saw, let's say for example, Gogo's high risk. You can't go visit Gogo.
Yeah.
But because of what? Social media, what? Zoom, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You can still, like, it's brought everything together in terms of, like, it's made the world smaller.
Yeah.
I know people argue, hey, no, it's not going outside. That's not the point. The point is communication is happening.
That's not the point. Ignore that.
Because at the end of the day, you can still communicate.
Yeah.
If you then want to communicate over a cup of coffee or do what, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm still in touch with the people I care about.
Yeah.
And the people I need to talk to.
Yeah.
No matter where I am.
So more good than bad for you.
Yeah, and then also the chat of awareness of things that happen in the world. Because we've become so small. Now I know, like, oh, something's happening in China.
Yeah.
Something's happening in Sim.
Yeah.
Something's happening in the States.
But is that bringing actual change?
What? The awareness?
Yeah.
100%.
You think?
Awareness, then people act on it. You know what I mean?
But how many people are acting on the awareness that you thought about?
Nah, I can't give
Sometimes it's just information. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
some of it is changed. Like you're saying, there probably is a small group of people who actually action what they are now aware of.
Yeah.
Then also, I think sometimes it's good to know.
Yeah.
It's just nice
Facts.
to know that, okay, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the flip side,
Mm.
for me,
Yeah.
mental health,
Down the drain.
Because of social media.
terrible. I take
The people at the back.
I take regular breaks
Okay.
From
for
socials.
the last 5 years. I don't know how many times I've left social media and come back. My Twitter.
Back. What's happening?
What's up? You know,
5 years later.
my Twitter account, I think I've had 3. I've had to deactivate.
Jeez.
I think I was most active in 2016.
Mm.
Those who know.
If
But
you know, you know.
If you know, you know what it is. And I've only came back like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But Instagram,
No. You think that's the worst?
for me,
Why?
Really?
yeah, man. I hope I'm not accelerating the conversation, but
Okay.
Go on.
I think there's a lot of, as much as people want to deny it,
Yeah.
you're posting for people.
Okay.
Okay.
There's pressure about your own life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're looking at people who are graduating, having children, living their best lives, traveling, you know, I think people are really trying to portray a certain...
Lifestyle.
Exactly.
Well, some are in Dubai, others are having gelato.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad
Yeah.
thing, but some are in
But
Dubai.
yeah, but you don't know what that person did to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
But you're already feeling the pressure, like, flip, now I need to go to Dubai. Why am I not? That person's my age, or this person's younger than me, and they're going to what?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
And it messes you up.
The
Yeah.
comparison thing.
Yeah, and you may think it's not happening, but it's like subconsciously,
Yeah.
you are in a race.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've had to catch myself a number of times. I've had to unfollow certain people, mute a lot. Mute is the best. Because I don't want beef. I'm like, hey, why'd you unfollow me?
Just mute.
It's like,
people
ah,
weird,
that's
people
kind of
check.
gay phone.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah,
So
because
just mute.
even that, people check to see are you still following me, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that's wild.
Like, I've seen, like, if I've unfollowed people,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this is not, my followers just go, I'm like, you guys are petty.
Yeah.
But cool.
I also noticed that too, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Some people actually have an app that notifies them that someone's unfolled.
And I
Why
follow-
do you
I
care?
follow
That's
his
my-
Yeah,
ass,
that's a
follow
lot.
his wife.
Why do you care?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not that deep, man.
I don't know, man. I get you as well, though, because for me, it's like there was a point where I think 2019, I was barely on Instagram like that. I've got some posts from 2019, but I wasn't on Instagram like that. I think I took a 1 month break initially. Loved it so much, but I then came back on because I was preparing to go back to school, and you know, like at school you meet people, so socials is an easy way to just like get to know each
Because
other.
you want to post your soft life.
That's
the pressure that this one's talking
You
about.
see now,
You're giving into the
something's
pressure,
happening.
though.
Like, right? Why? Because you're leaving. Should you be back?
Exactly.
Stay off.
Yeah, he did.
Because we'll just find you there.
Take a photo, the basic Adam, airplane window in the class.
With the zip with the green password.
Yeah.
With the, you know, like a little ticket thing over there.
That's
Yeah.
the point of the item, just so you
Yeah.
can see with the seat number.
No one wants to show that they're in economy. Jack. You just see the airline only, dude.
That's the pressure this one's talking about.
And the thing is, you think you're being normal. You think
Yeah.
it's not even, I'm just sharing my life.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I've seen a couple of people who, once they've like traveled and everything, they'll like take pictures and video from the travel, whatever. But you end up in a situation where like 4 months later, they'll then post like where they went. And I think it's cool to be posting because you were there and you just like had a good time and you're just like, oh, I did this thing.
Yeah.
Cool. But it's another thing when you're like, but we went there together 4 months ago. And now you're acting like you're there this weekend. Like, for the why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There definitely is a fair amount of pressure that comes from the socials. Sort of.
Keeping up with appearances.
Now it's the
That's what it
Kardashians.
is.
At least we got the Joneses. Now,
Yeah,
now
now
it's the
it's the
Kardashians,
Kardashians,
bro. I mean, genuinely, though, because they're forever up and about and everywhere.
Now it's Ananding, it's the Mbingas, keeping up with the Mbingas. I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean? People, that's their goal in life. What do you want to be when you grow up? Mbinga. Going. Just because of one one called Jinimbi. Now,
Everyone else
RIP
is being
Jinimbi.
Mbinga.
But I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just,
It's big. So what? Have you seen that you have to set boundaries now?
yeah, I
when
have
you're on
to.
socials?
Yeah, so like I'm saying, I try to use the, what's it called? Screen time.
Yeah, the screen time.
I know there's
answer,
one
hey.
step I can take that will work, but I'm scared to do it.
What?
Which is set a password, but get someone else to set the password so you don't know it. So once you've gone past your limit, you can't.
You know the
Unless
problem,
you ask that
you
person.
know the problem is with that?
Mm.
I forgot my password for the screen time.
That's what I'm saying. You
But
get
someone else gave me the password and I put
Oh,
it in. Now I've forgotten it and I can't change it anymore.
Yeah, tricky.
And he's got it though, but like,
That's smart though.
So I tried that.
sorry, we've got a hand up from the audience member.
The people in the back would like to know how social media has affected your dating lives.
That's a good one.
Bro,
Why?
imagine-
Why you answering questions?
Because-
No, we've got audience
because
members.
There's 3 attractive men in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Obviously, these girls want to know if you're single. I'm actually doing the Lord's work right now. You guys can't see my face, but you know what?
Okay, so you see, this is a problem.
Producer.
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
the
Producer,
role.
you should actually be. Whose side are you on?
One
sir?
by five, so
Huh?
you can't even get
I
up
agree
there.
there.
He says agrees. Okay, so the question has come from the audience. If you can hear it.
So, what's the question?
Because in fact, that's a fairly good point. Still, though, is that there is business and all this stuff, but there's the social aspect. I mean, we're gonna come back to the business side, but there's a social aspect.
Okay.
And with the social aspect, genuinely, how has that impacted you guys with socials? We'll get to the dating relationship, chapati, but
It's just a simple question.
but yeah, maybe with you, Matt. Like, socially, what's it done for you?
Yeah, I think I touched on that. It's like the communication, right?
Yeah, no,
So-
I mean, there's the whole thing about the pandemic, but I mean,
No, not the pandemic, but
Yeah.
just like my social circle is not limited to the mates. You get what I'm saying?
okay.
So I can now interact with different people,
Mm.
and like it changes. Like
Have you
your-
made friends from
the internet?
From the internet,
like without meeting up.
yeah,
face-to-face,
like you made
yeah.
friends and you end up meeting like after a year or after like 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, I know we haven't met up, but like, you know, Instagram friends.
Yeah,
I do.
tagging each other, liking comments.
Yeah,
whatnot.
Kiki. Those are the ones who support you though. Instagram homies.
That's
Ah,
so
they're
true.
the realest.
That's so
Oh,
true. That's so
yeah.
true.
They're there.
Yeah.
So true. So
They'll
true.
be under every post,
Liking, commenting.
reacting to
Look
you.
at that.
Fire emoji.
Exactly.
Huh?
It's not the fire.
Have you guys met? Jack.
Jack. That's my buddy.
And even because I mean they are the socials, but even in terms of dating, has that affected sort of like our own see each other and stuff?
What do you
Then
mean
no one's
how they
been
see each
quiet.
other?
Just like meeting people and then even in relationships or in situations. This one.
Let's look this
Why
side.
are people looking at me?
Let's look this side.
No, I'd just like to make a complaint. Firstly, which is that, guys, I used to think it wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
Guys, catfish
Okay,
is
yeah.
not real.
Facts.
Bro.
Facts.
And that's, for me, that's a negative. In fact, let's start there.
So you
That's
grew
my
up
neg-
watching MTV and you thought it was
yeah,
all
no, I
cat.
was like, maybe it's a state thing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen in
Not in the
this.
biz.
Yeah, man. Like, no, catfish is a real. And I try by all means to not to be a catfish myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, whatever you see. Yes, I like using filters like on stories and stuff.
Yeah,
But I don't want to, when you see me in person, be like, is that
There's a filter on the camera now. That's the reason he's looking like this.
Oh, you know I'm looking past. Who knows? I don't know what I look like. I don't know.
Nah, I'm playing.
But,
I'm playing.
Yeah,
Our
man.
audience member doesn't agree. She doesn't agree.
Shout out. I respect you.
I don't have a cap, but
So,
Come on now.
But yeah, like, yeah, for me that's been a thing. But I do think it has been positive because you, similar to what Matt has just said, you, maybe more.
This one needs to expand.
Yeah.
On your catfish guans, bro.
Please. We actually want to know more.
I'm not even
Please.
trying to expose
Help
people.
us.
No, just you don't need to
Help
say
us.
the
There's
name.
not much to say. It's
People
just-
need to, what if someone's ever been catfished?
So what,
Or
did
they've
you
been
meet them
catfished
on
and they don't
IG?
know?
This is over years, by the way. I'm not
Okay.
necessarily saying this.
So like you
Okay.
DM'd.
yeah, I mean, everyone knows the DM situation.
Yeah.
DM, she usually uses a meme. Also, I've got a mad item in my folder. If any of you want to slide, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's so dumb. I don't have use for
They
it.
won't slide with the same page, dude.
Hey,
We'll slide
man.
with the same,
This
to the
man
same
wins, this
page.
man wins, right? It's a jungle.
Even playing fields.
It's a jungle. It's a jungle. But yeah, so you
So-
DM'd.
What, you get to know this person, you talk, chi.
Mm.
You get along, you're like, let's link, bro, whatever. Then, and like, look, I'm not saying you talk to people solely based on appearance. But
Yeah.
most of the time, that's what catches your attention.
Yeah, like
once
the
in a while,
initial-
once in a while, maybe there will be the other content,
Yeah.
which is very rare. But you then go, and like, first thing, you kind of can't really recognize this person because I don't know if it's the makeups,
The
if
filters
it's-
ain't the same.
if it's the angles, if it's, I don't know what it is, but that is not you.
Yeah, that's not the person I met.
Yeah, and at this point you've been brought in, fine, it looks whatever, I brought you in.
I don't know
else
about you guys.
caught
Sorry,
you.
I'm actually genuinely
Ciao,
hungry now.
I don't have to take off my elastics.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Retain
thanks.
again.
Oh, shame.
it's not.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so,
It happens.
but the thing is, you're gonna eat, right? Then you're gonna get full. Then when you are hungry, we'll start eating.
There's more.
Exactly.
We go good up there.
Yeah.
Whose podcast is this? No, don't that come. I'll take all
it's
this.
the
We
with
said
you.
this before. We've taken over,
Huh?
bro.
Is the takeover?
DJ Khaled.
Hey, that's what you've been waiting for.
Yeah, man. So like, for me, that's been, especially because I make an effort to not be a catfish.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like my whole life, my social media life, I'm like, don't be a catfish. Be yourself. Be real. People will think I'm a very stupid guy on the internet. I make a lot of jokes, but in real life, I'm not the
I mean,
same.
in real life,
I'm
too.
exactly the same. You know,
Yeah.
but other people, sense it on behavior.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments if you've met these peoples. Are they the same person in person and on the socials?
Actually,
Comment down below.
Mm.
Let us know if you have a catfish story. Share that in the comment section.
Yeah, please do.
and tag the person in catfish.
I'm for it. Violence. I'm violent.
That's for me and my
Don't want
household.
peace,
we want
violence.
Yes.
Have you been catfished before?
Yeah, I have. But
That's real, bro.
Sorry, just the sadness in tone. Because the owner
Nah,
something goes,
dude,
yeah.
it's messed up, bro. It's messed up. Because look, it's fine. Okay, let's say the catfish happens, right? And obviously it will look like the same person. But can I really trust you now? Do you know what I mean?
Right?
Can we then move forward and actually let me get to know you? Because what else?
What?
Deception.
Maitiro ako and waoni mushe.
Deception.
Oh, the Machado! Ah, what a gangster.
Yeah.
What an actual gangster. What happened with you? Like with your situation?
The thing is like, by doing the story, guys.
As we know that.
That might be a bit peak.
For me, I'll go stalk the person. For me, I'll go home, Dad.
Please, Junior, go on.
Jack, we
Junior,
have
go
to
on.
keep them behind the scenes.
Hi,
man.
Jack. You have to Junior, go on.
I check rap, I will rap.
No, that album is
I don't
peak.
know,
That album is peak. But I was catfished in the States, though.
Mm.
I can rap because I was epic.
I think I know this one.
I told you to go on.
Yeah. But yeah, go on. For everyone who doesn't know the one.
Like I was grafting, right? And Owens Jordan, cool, helping them out. But I was working in the back. And then, like where we work, like the items were high. So like you could only see
I live.
like this. Cool. And also when you're grafting, it's like quick. So like I was helping out a Kwan, and then she was there. Then I helped out the Kwan, and she was paying for the ting. And then just being my own graft, I made a comment because the nails was reiki, like different. So I was like, your nails are cool, whatever, cool. It's like I've just moved to Orlando. I need homies. Boom.
Yeah. Here's my
Forgot about it. Then saw the request on IG, right? So I couldn't like remember
like who's this person?
shout A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The IG was mom. I wish you. I used to need to get.
I want to see it. I need to see
Yeah,
it.
no, I wish you was IG, whatever. Cool. And then like, okay, cool, let's meet up. Obviously, the IG was mouse. I was like, je will shamari.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Let's take you to Hulu. Let's go.
So I went to Universal World, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, cool, I'm here, what up, like, where you at?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm in the center, like, of the opening where you enter the park.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle, and there's like she's tuning my helper, like some middle-aged lady standing next to me, cool. I'm in a white top. So
now you're looking around like,
so now I'm looking
who's
like,
this
okay,
person?
in the center. So I've seen, like, obviously lots of people wearing white, like, white, whatever. I see a white top, cool. But, like, I'm like, nah. Like, but then I see middle-aged lady, Hispanic, she's giving the description. Then, like, I gasped the nails. I said, damn. Genuinely, dude, I really thought about dipping.
I just ghosted.
I was like, check. Because she looked stunning. Do you know when I say zero, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go into details, but stunning like the IG.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. And you're just like, hey, I've got a question though for our audience member. Our audience member is female, by the way.
No, the audience just wants to see because you guys can do your thing now, but I
I want you. When I
No,
watched
we
the
just want to ask our audience member. Our audience member is a lady. Have you been catfished
you know
by?
my life? Okay,
Have you ever been catfished by
yes,
a guy?
by a guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Really?
Multiple times.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened?
As for some of us, we get catfished with height, with muscles. Those abs in your pictures are not the abs you walk around with in real life. Those biceps on that selfie are not the biceps, but the collectors.
She did TP.
And you're 6'2" in your Instagram description, but when I'm looking at you, Booty, why must I look down? Because I'm 5'8". So you can't tell me you're 6 foot. But you and me are looking eye to eye right now, toe to toe like this.
Violence. Violence.
You need to tell me the
Ask
story.
me.
Close the door.
No, we need to
We
know.
actually need to know the story.
We need to know.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because how?
So social media is doing more harm than good.
doing-
Because the youth are hurt.
It's doing a
The youth
madness.
are hurt.
It's doing a madness.
That's peak.
That's actually crazy.
But it's not all bad. I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I think, but like even on the chat of like the whole mental health thing, I think that definitely is a big thing. It's almost like as much as people can regulate the government can regulate. You can ask for Zuckerberg to regulate. You can do whatever. You yourself as a person also have to regulate on your own. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you ask me, like, there'll be moments where I'm on IG and I'm like, for today. Me for today. I'm okay. Me for today, I'm okay. Because I'll genuinely have a moment of, where my mind is going, I can't. And to come, are you good? Have you been good at self-control? I mean, obviously it's screen time, but have you been, like, working on it as well?
In terms of using the
Yeah, like, seeing it for yourself, good to you, okay, where I'm going now.
See, the thing is, right, for me, I don't really beef the socials. Like, I haven't had sort of, like, those situations that people talk about, because I program myself to know. Yeah. Like, when you're going, it's like, okay, look, this person is showing us a small part of their life. Yeah. Don't get lost in it. Yeah. And, like, maybe it's bad, but that's what I assume for every person who shows us. Yeah. Because I know for a fact, bro, like, it's not always, like, mal every day of your life. There's no way every day
is cool, is enjoyable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone just, like, when I watched this one, I think it was on I Am Athlete, and they tuned, like, that's why they have highlight reels. And it's called highlights, because social media is all about the highlights. So cool, bro. Do your thing, right? But my only issue is then when, like, people then lie. Yeah.
And act like that's them every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Or when they...
The content of what's there is not true.
Especially when it's to do with, like, mental health, people's bodies, and things like that.
Yeah.
So that you... hard work, dedication in the gym, what. Yeah. These tablets work, but you went turkey, dog. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Come on.
I saw something like that yesterday. There's this guy I follow. He's one of these gym guys. And I'm serious. I tried to say it's my feelings, but I was trying. Anyway. Yeah. So he did a video.
Those fake abs, huh?
That was me. That was me. She was doing. No, I'm joking.
So yeah,
like each other, please.
And he posted something yesterday about junk food. Like people saying, you can't get shredded on a junk food diet. So he posted like a reel of him eating all this junk food, right? But 90% of the time, he's not eating it.
Exactly.
No way.
There's no way. No. It's not like you were eating like that and then you got shredded. You're already shredded.
Yeah. So now
you can eat like that.
You can maintain. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Right? Because that's like me saying, okay, look, say I'm looking like I'm out of shape, right? And then I post a video of me eating carrots. Then I'm like, you see, I can eat healthy food and still be out of shape. But most of the time I'm eating like junk.
Yeah. It doesn't correlate. Yeah.
So that like when people are lying like that, for me that really irritates me. Yeah. I got very irritated by that.
Now here comes like the other chats to do with the socials, and because we said there's like information that's passed on and is the actual change and movement and stuff like that.
This is the issue of awareness, though.
So I want to ask about GBV, Sorry, his face is like, wow.
Sorry, I have no control over my facial expression. I think people know this. Like I can't control my face. It just does what it wants.
No, I know. I'm just fully sparked. But the whole chat about like gender-based violence and you see a lot of women come forward with I think as of late the last few years a lot of women have come forward with their stories and shared their experiences and stuff, which is great because some of the stuff I didn't know the extent of some of the things that happened. It was genuinely, I was like, wow, crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds odd, but part of me was even like, sometimes I'm like, I'm going for a walk, and I'm like, okay, I'll come with you. Like, it's not even because she didn't ask me to, but I'm just like, well, the way people are wilding out there, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Which is good to always hear and everything. But you also hear the other side of the conversation. People are like, but you don't know your own friends, what, and there's some people you're chilling with are the perpetrators, and all that good stuff. What role do you think, in fact, because you've heard women say that some of your friends, or maybe they may not be necessarily close friends, but people you even associate with, who you spend time with, are perpetrators. Has that translated in your own lives to actual action? To like try find out more from people, be like, what are you doing about this topic? Or even having real life conversations about some of these topics like gender-based violence, about, hearing that certain people are struggling with something and actually actioning it out. Have you done that? Have you been active about, hey, Matthew, some day you tuned that someone was violent? you wildin', bro? You know, or I heard that you are wildin'. Are you wildin', bro? Have you actually like acted out? Because socials have brought about awareness, but have you acted out based on the awareness that's been brought in?
I think for me, it's more of like, now that I know or have more knowledge about the situation and like, you know, situations have happened where it's like people you know of, people you see, small.
Yeah, well.
Like, people you know of and whatever. You first of all, you just have to study what your homies are doing.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, it's about looking and seeing what they're doing, because obviously they're not gonna be doing it to you because you're their dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the story then comes out, like it's hard to believe, but then if you try and really study their behavior, and like things, and also it's like us as gents being accountable for the things we let slide. Yeah. In terms of whether it be jokes.
Yeah.
Or we
need
say
that joke one, eh?
How we look at women and things like that. So those are the actions I believe I can take, and that most people like. It's a good starting point. Study what your friends are doing and the sort of things you allow to let fly. So like how you speak about women, how you joke about women, and all these other things. So those are the actions I've taken. I think it's a good starting point for other gents as well.
Yeah. Similar to Matt, for me, it's been a lot about observation. Fortunately, I haven't had, like you said, over the last few years, there's been a lot of names and like this person is wilding or this group of friends are wilding and stuff. Fortunately, I haven't had anyone that I know personally. Yeah. However, because I know that it can be something that's very low key. I still have been very awakened to the fact that I should be aware. Yeah. Also checking yourself. Yeah. You need to check yourself, like if you're doing anything that's a bit off. Yeah. As far as I know, I'm not.
Well, that's the moment you cheat. Shooters.
So definitely it's been that, and also I'm not afraid to call homies out. Sometimes with other things, I can be a bit too much. So I know if something like this is kind of best believe
it's gonna be addressed.
Like this doesn't fly.
We don't do that. For XYZ reasons. So I think definitely with GBV, awareness is a very important thing. I do sort of quick devil's advocate. Quick. Not in terms of what's actually going on, but I also, just in terms of social media in general and people speaking out about certain things, it's very hard to change how people behave. Yeah. So it's actually more important, like what we're talking about, you as an individual, who are you impacting, what are you doing? Yeah. Because in general, for example, the Miz, right? Yeah. Chances are we're not going to impact the culture of how men treat women in Zimbabwe. For being very honest. Yeah. We're probably not going to change.
I mean, I saw someone, there's this well-known person in Zim who actually got a sponsorship from they had this other business, this restaurant sponsored one of their talk shows or whatever, and they're known for being misogynistic in terms of their conduct. And that was then on social. That was on Twitter, and everyone's like, But like, all the awareness, and now you guys go on and you know this guy says a lot of really random and wild stuff. And
so on a broader scale, like it's just going to continue. But why I think it's important is because you impacting one or two people or whatever influence you have could save someone's life. Could save someone going through a traumatic experience. That's the change. So I think people need to, that's why I'm saying my devil's advocate point is coming. People need to stop thinking they're going to change them up.
Start in your immediate.
Your focus needs to be yourself.
The immediate.
The people around you, the people you have.
Because socials can fool you into, because I've posted this, everyone in the world is going to see. Nonsense. If we're all going to do Blackout Tuesday, it means everyone's going to start being racist. And
which is the same with the whole football thing in the UK. Some people have actually said, Wilfred Zaha, stop kneeling. Because he said, this thing has lost its effect. Like, yes, okay, fine, we're all kneeling for a whole season. But people are still getting chucked out of stadiums for being racist.
I mean, Hungary recently couldn't play at home. They've got a 2-match ban, I think, because of racism and stuff.
They're going to what? They're going to go after the 2 matches?
To the World Cup.
Still be racist.
We'll see the ones in Qatar, dude. Like,
but it's good that you got that one person chucked into jail. Great. Focus on that win.
And then the rest will...
because I think you're going to stress... People stressing themselves are trying to change the whole country for the whole world.
And for you, in moments of, I think sort of nearing sort of like the endish, but for you, have you felt pressure with like moments of feeling pressure have you acted out in terms of, let's say, there's pressure to go to gelatos, but this week you can only do creamy in. But because you've been posting about gelatos, you know, do you have instances of something like that where you're like, yeah.
Like I can't do it, but I need to. Like I can't afford to.
Yeah. Or like, I can't be here, but I kind of need to because keeping up appearances. May not be like as big.
In retrospect, I think maybe.
Yeah. Example?
Yeah, showing face at certain places.
Establishments.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's been a number of very popular places these days. And sometimes you may not even be feeling it, bro. Just like, I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no, but Mbingas.
Not prepared.
He said, let's come through.
Yeah.
No, Mbingas gonna be there, so let me just show face.
Yeah.
So someone's like, we saw Kombo this weekend.
I'm just gonna post just so that.
Yeah, you know.
What I told you.
Although the posting, I don't do the posting.
Yeah.
That's
You're
why-
just in the post,
Yeah,
but
also
you
because I want someone to say, I saw Kombo Nyingi. Then one's like, I saw you post like, where's it?
it's not on Instagram. It didn't happen.
Wait to see. Unless you have a selfie with me there. I don't know what you're talking about.
But as they say, if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen.
It
Do you
didn't
think?
happen, bro.
Actually, sorry. Just in fact, a slightly different question. But do you think that statement, if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen, that just the connotations of it have robbed you, particularly, or you, of real life experiences? So a moment where you're supposed to be watching a goal being scored, you're watching it through your screen and you couldn't fully experience the moment. The moment you went on holiday, you couldn't fully enjoy the bungee jump because you're like, I gotta make an IG reel with this. You know what I mean? Because I know I have. I don't care. I definitely have. I've definitely had a couple moments where I'm like, that would have been a lot more fun if I wasn't like recording it in that moment. There's nothing wrong with recording for the memories.
Yeah.
But when you record because I need to do something with this, I've definitely had those moments for sure. And I don't think there's anything wrong with recording because I need to make something using this. But when you allow the recording of something or capturing of something to distort your experience, then for me, that's when I'm like, because I've definitely had moments where like I've been having food and I'm like, no, I need to take a picture, I need to do this, I need to do this. Then you miss out on like conversation because you're like, yeah, my fork wasn't in the right spot. It's too much to the right and not enough to the left.
Too much tea sauce.
Exactly, dude. Like, do you know what I mean? Have you ever allowed yourself to be robbed of certain moments?
I just think it depends on how you feel about that.
Yeah.
Because like we're saying, Instagram for some people is like a source of income
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that photo, whatever, as long as it aligns with what you want to use it for, chill. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So like like you said, there's nothing wrong with capturing memories or whatever. For me though, if I'm now then, like, because I'm not about that life, if I'm now then just, if it didn't happen for the grab, then that's when it's an issue. But if that's their alignment, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool for them type thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a few times,
Mm.
but I won't say a lot. There's been times I have to catch myself and like, no, dude, actually enjoy the moment.
Mm.
So I think more recently, especially, I've completely shut that out. I'm not. And actually, sometimes I tell people like, guys, come on,
Let me just go out.
yeah,
Let me
let's
just
Let's just enjoy it. Yeah.
imagine you took a picture of every meal you had.
Yeah.
What if you now become the Mbinga you want to be and you're eating out every meal? Are you now going to be sorry, let me check.
This one I'm becoming a Mbinga. But you know what?
I'm actually waiting for you to become Mbinga at this rate.
The funny thing is you won't
Who
know.
hurt you?
You won't know, guys.
Who hurt you?
But you won't know. I'm just telling you, you won't know. The only way you'll know is
If you go out with the person,
if I post my holidays.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to travel a lot.
Yeah.
One or two. I don't really like fancy clothes, like in terms of, oh my gosh, she's wearing Gucci, she.
But you just see, dude.
No, I like accessories.
So I think they say money talks, doesn't it?
It does. Depending. Like, have you seen these things where they say, like, look at Mark Zuckerberg, he's all this money.
Dude,
He's such a
someone
brand.
was saying that one of his plain tees is like 5K
500, I saw that.
for a plain tee.
Dude, the thing is, right, there's these brands that the Mbingas know that you don't know. Oh, what Jada
Yeah, you don't know it
I
yet.
respect them.
You know, I know Gucci and a cotton on.
So this white
Huh?
tiger will be worth your job, bro. But then people just like, oh no, when you get your money.
It's worth your car, right? Yeah.
Mm.
But it's just a plain
So
white
then
tee,
the
but it's
day
your
when
car.
you get your guaps, do what you want.
In fact, no, that's actually my point. Because
Yeah.
say this was whatever brand you're talking about, you wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, I pray that I end up in that direction.
Yeah.
But people only know if like, okay, we go out to eat. I'm like, I don't want to today. It's me.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be out in a Rari. I used to want to.
Yeah.
There was a time I was actually wild. When I was growing up, my dream was to have 14 cars, 2 for every day of the week, and to change at lunch. I was like,
This guy was so
if
the Mbinga
I
life.
do that, G.
Yeah.
So you go home,
Go to
drop
lunch
off the
break,
lights.
finish, like, oh sorry, I need to go change my car.
Why do I see that?
That's crazy.
Why do I actually
Why
picture
what?
this guy sitting on the sofa, full on like 14 years old? You know, it'd be nice one day to.
Switching cars at lunch.
Lunch with that. What? Where did that come from? Social media.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know. Waiting to see Kombo in his Rolls Royce,
I'm actually not gonna buy it.
in his Langongo.
Langonga.
Huh?
Magic.
No Langongo.
No,
Dude, that car's fresh still, but not in Zim. You can't.
Yes,
But you get an Urus car, just.
It is nice. It is very nice.
But apparently, if you actually watch car reviews, Andy's basically just a pimped out Q7.
And an RSQ. It's an RSQ8. That's just got a Lambo
I'll send
badge.
you that.
and
It's okay. It's fresh. I'll whip that.
Oh snap! Sorry, on this topic, Andy, to check if you're trying to live for people or not. So let's just go back to the social media very quickly.
Yeah.
So whether it's posts or whatever it is, if no one could see what you're wearing, what you're posting, what you're eating,
What you're doing.
would you still post it? Would you still buy it?
Yeah.
So those things you want to buy, if no one could see that you have it, would you still buy it?
Would you still get that haircut?
I always.
Yeah, no,
Nah, I trim always. That's no.
He's not even.
discussion.
The trim is a standard item.
Kaboom!
It's for that.
Shout out to
post.
either barber, by the way. You know, hey, my guy. But anyway, yeah, man. Like for me, a haircut, yes. But like that's why for clothes, I'm like, okay, fine. If I buy it, I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people buy it just so that they can post that they have LV scats. You know,
That's-
some of those Louis Vuitton scats are ugly.
Yeah, some of the
Balenciaga, I
items.
don't know. Let's say it's not. Let me chill.
Dude, you're gonna block out spots. and
So-
stuff.
We're just trying to get sponsors on the podcast, bro. I don't know what your
Let
problem
me look
is.
at my food. Deep cake.
No.
It's a dip one. No, but no, these have been good chats. I just thought it'd be good to like sort of talk about this, given what happened, this past couple
With the Facebook
weeks
thing,
with the Facebook thing and everything, because there's so many things that have to do with the socials, and a lot of the times we're just like, am I the only one going through this? Am I the one who's thinking like this? Because I'm sure if you've studied or learned business at some point, you found out that there are quite a number of companies that have been broken up because they're too powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There have been quite a number of people whose power was diluted by governments because they were deemed too powerful. Some were because some governments felt they were a threat to their power, but for others because they felt the companies had too much power over the people. Right? You had, I won't go into specifics, but even had someone like Burna Boy talking out in one of his albums, African Giant, saying, this company, England bought Nigeria from a company, the East London company. Then he names what that company is today, and I was like, wow. But at the same time, I think it's always good to sort of even, like you said, check yourself in terms of why am I posting this, why am I doing this? If you find yourself sort of like struggling with like your mental health, to be like, hey, let me backtrack a bit, regulate things. As much as you can have other people regulate things, it's good to regulate things on your own as well. And I don't know, man. If you've been catfished, please tell us your story in the comments section below.
It's okay.
If you're gonna share the story on IG or Twitter, tag @Kombo Chiwara. I'll put them the socials up and in the description as well for everyone. Please do follow @TMiddleO Podcast on Instagram. Hopefully it'll be working on that day. That you search for it. Or you can follow myself at Marco_Cans.
You can follow me at KING_WAZ.
Why don't you say @King_?
Let me finish.
Huh?
This is my podcast, dog. I'm taking over. Leech, you've had your outro. So, one more time, your company, would you like to give it a shout out?
Actually, I'll put it in the description.
In the description?
I have to try to remember that.
Remember that? You don't remember that?
No, it's @transnet_ZW.
Okay.
Then I think, actually, no, cut out that part where I put the phone number.
No phone
Don't
number.
more catfish in the line. And Adam, your mom's one, you want to give them a shout out?
Yeah, do follow KO_ZW, so KEO_ZW to buy your sheet masks. Get your skin looking fresh. Look at these guys, huh? Fresh owns. If you also want your skin to be looking fresh, do the things, do what has to be done, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
but otherwise, yeah, guys.
Co-foundation, man.
Oh yeah, please, add Ngoni Zashe ZW, so that's NGONIDZASHEZW on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Come now. Yeah, you can check them out again as well. To just, I'm sure if you've watched the one with Matthew, put a link up over there.
I'll miss if I try.
And right above you. Exactly. And also for the episode we did with Matt, you'll check it out there. For the one we did with Kombo, you can also put something up there as well, and we'll put it as the text at the end. Make sure to check out the bloopers at the end. And yeah, guys, thanks so much for listening. To everyone who's been listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. YouTube, thank you guys so much. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And share with your homies, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, your cats, your dogs. My nini, my kuru, kuru. Yeah,
And your catfishes.
Yeah, especially your catfishes.
My dog
Let him know how you feel.
My dog is chicken.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.
Oh.
Is that right? Huh?
I'm gonna have to take off my
For the
elastic.
waves, Gani. For the
I hear about it,
waves. Sawzone.
Oh, you're even me.
You said-
I have to take off my elastics.
Oh.
I'm gonna be Zandi.
Yeah.
You just have to step out. You can't be.
You
staying
see,
there and see that.
Empanada.
What's that?
Is an empanada.
Mafiri shonga.
Can I grab this?
Will you combine?
Wow.
I can't go as well.
No,
You always can on.
No, this is for showing.
For neck, bro.
Since we're talking about dog bites though, what's your criteria in terms of like who gets
So
dog
I'm
bites?
just gonna like delete
And
it.
why? We want to know. Oh,
I'm just saying.
What?
I feel like this discrimination.
thank you. Why? What have you noticed from watching the
Maybe
middle
it's
of-
just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Don't lose your point.
I don't know. Let me give my power back.
Yeah,
You guys-
make sure. Don't end me. What? Doma points at you. This own.
That's your power back.
This. Come
Oh, you have to
on.
restore power.
Only if we could just atomize the camera this way, Joe. Just to zoom in on the face.
I missed the shot.
Oh my gosh.
Just
give
huh?
Boom, dad.
See the time when you say check out the recharge the phone.
Checking the trim.
I actually don't know. Who's your barber?
Trust. I'm sorry, Amos.
Oh, by
What?
Yeah.
Don't trust.
He
Don't trust
wasn't. Yeah. He did some 3 items. He came.
Serious, 3 cuts.
Oh, that's 6 weeks of terrible haircuts, bro. I was like,
Are you going to ignore what this one is doing?
Hands you.
And what? You don't trust the own.